Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, the Rumpled One. It's Friday, March the 22nd. The year's 2019. Let's talk trading, the weekly wrap-up. So, as we wrap up the week, I know that each and every trader out there that watches my videos is using their best money and risk management on each and every trade. And as we now look at the weekly chart, we can see that the euro yen went through the upper wick zone, came back, fell below the upper wick zone, and has now entered the lower wick zone of the previous week's candle. Pure price action, very simple trades. Trading the breakout of the wick, trading the crossover of the midpoint. You can call them hairy hindsight, but we talk about them before they happen each and every day. And one other significant point is the yearly open. You see, we've crossed below it by a whopping 76 pips. And as you can see, we had 8 green days in a row, and we pretty much wiped them out the past 3 days. And once again, you can see we are in the range of the first trading day of the year or first trading day of January. So for the yearly high, we're 200, not the yearly high, but the, actually, yeah, this is the yearly high. 286 pips off of the high. Still 661 pips off the low. And as you can see, we fell below the first day of January, and we fell below the first day of February. We fell below the first day of March here. But you see, we've crossed back above the first day of February. And you can see here, we're back within the range of January and February, the opening days range. Now, inside bar traders, look at what you were rewarded with on that daily inside bar. Right now, 108 pips. But as you can see, price did not penetrate the low of the inside bar, daily inside bar. The low of the weekly inside bar. That happened last week. Once again, back to the day, you can see here on the range, we've got euro yen leading the pack at 167 pips from the current daily high to the current daily low. Once again, that simple breakout trade of the previous day's wick zone. And for those holo traders, you can see here, we are now at the, we put in the weekly lowest open, which also is the daily lowest open today. Now, you see once again the pivot was within the buy zone, so no real bias. But you can see you were faked out. Well, let's go back. There was a short trade that could have been profitable unless you had your stop loss on the other side of the daily open. But if you took the whole zone, basically trade half the lot size to double the stop loss, you would have been able to take profit. And once again here, that should have been a scratch trade. As you can see, price just couldn't get above. And then you were rewarded handsomely. Oh, let's see. There's something I need to note. The indicators that I use, some of the people are just getting to know me. I use indicators from a lot of the different donational years, and some of them are just from the motherlode downloads. So when you say you want the indicators that I use in the video, you won't get all the indicators I use with one donation. I just need to clarify that. So if there's one of these charts that you're really wanting, that you have to let me know, and then I can let you know which year that you would donate for. Now, the dashboard, the 2017 dashboard, is included in the 2018s and the 2019s for the simple reason I haven't had the time or taken the time to do a complete rewrite to include some of the new features that I want to include. So you'll just have to be patient. And as you can see here, rats, green rats are getting ready to feast, looking for an entry within that green rat zone. And I guess there's a few people out on the Facebook, my Facebook group, that are posting their trades and showing that they are banking pips. Now you can see here we return to the monthly pivot and the weekly pivot right here. Took those levels out, and we even went beyond the weekly S1 and monthly S1 supports pivot. Now let's see what happened here. Remember, we had missed pivots from February, and we had some missed pivots from March. Well, they all got wiped out. All comes to he who waits, right? This pivot got wiped out today. This pivot was wiped out yesterday. This pivot was taken out yesterday. So now we're just looking at a couple of pivots back in January, which will take some effort to wipe out. Here's the missed January pivots. And here's the missed pivots from October and November of last year. but overall trading for those pivots, using them as directional bias, proves to be profitable. Price action, what can I say? A nice pro trade here. Now, the difference between a pro trade and a regular trade is if you're not experienced, you do not reverse on the bar that puts in the semaphore. You don't take that reversal trade because it could push down further. And unless you know how to read price action and you have your stops in place, you don't want to get your fingers burned. So as you can see here, we've got a 3 ball at the bottom. Be looking for a green at the line at 124.70. Or if this hour closes down here or lower, we might be looking at a long trigger at 124.60. Just remember, close minus low usually at the end of the day is over 20. And that's what makes the rats collect their cheese. Wick zone in and out. A nice break there once again. My favorite horizontal lines, you can see that same level right here, previous day's low. The weekly open from last week's here, and the monthly open from the previous month is there. As you can see, we bounced out and came back across. And looking here at the tick chart, looking at that level, you can see we've dropped down, about 5 or 6 pips here. And you can see right here, this on the M1 chart, the Einstein lines, price just barely got above by about a pip. And then you see the lower low, basically scratch trade. And then you can see here, taking the short, gives you a second opportunity to enter. Or you could have stuck with the original entry and you're up about, well, you were up a pip, now a half a pip, now a pip. So that pretty much wraps up the week, fellow traders. I hope you had a profitable week. I wish you a safe and fun weekend, and hopefully you'll return next week. And just remember one thing, it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So for the rest of the day, continue to drain the banks.